What advice would you give to someone who's having trouble with self-love?
But when you say self-love, there is a danger to this. If you know money, you're thinking of more money. If you know wealth, you're thinking of more wealth. If you know pleasure, you're thinking of more pleasure. Power, more power. Knowledge, more knowledge. But everybody in their own way is longing to be something more than what they are right now. You know, I'm a nice guy, but you know my ego. If you had come here as any other creature, your stomach full, life is settled.
What advice would you give to someone who's having trouble with self-love?
What is self-love?
Feeling pleasant with yourself.
See, when we use the word love, let's say it this way. Let me put the same thing in another context. You have heard the word yoga. Yoga means probably in United States, most people think you have to twist, turn and become like a leftover noodle. No, the word yoga means union. Because once you have come here as a human being, if you had come here as any other creature, your stomach full, life is settled. Once you've come as a human being, stomach empty, only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. Because once you come as a human being, you're longing to expand. How much expansion would settle you for good, if you look at this? Well, if you're this much, you want to become that much. If you become that much, you want to become that much. What is your currency? It may be different for different people. If you know money, you're thinking of more money. If you know wealth, you're thinking of more wealth. If you know pleasure, you're thinking of more pleasure. Power, more power. Knowledge, more knowledge. But everybody in their own way is longing to be something more than what they are right now. Now if you look at this, how much more would settle you? If I make you the king or queen of this planet, would you be fulfilled and settled? I'm asking you. Because then you would look at the moon. What about, let's get the moon. What about our solar system? If I give you one galaxy, you will look at the other galaxy. Because there is something within you longing to expand in a limitless way. When your longing is to become limitless, if you try to find physical expression to that, inevitably you will be bitter and frustrated because it'll not get there. It'll never get there. Unless you find another way. When I say another way, right now through physical means we are trying to expand. In this longing to expand, we are destroying the planet through and through. So please understand, all these environmental issues, planet being under threat and all this stuff is not because of some evil. People in pursuit of human well-being. Hello? You think some evil people are destroying the planet? No. All of us in pursuit of well-being, isn't it? Because our well-being is never going to settle because we want all, not more. And that's not possible physically. Because the nature of physicality is such, nature of physicality is always defined by defined boundaries. You call this a physical body because it has a boundary. If this had no boundaries, you wouldn't call this physical anymore. So yoga means to approach it in the right way, that you approach the union, understanding physical is not the way to go about it. There are ways to do it, leaving that aside. But people are trying through physicality. When it finds very fundamental, basic physical expression, when two are trying to become one, we call this sexuality. When it finds an emotional expression, we call this love. Two are trying to become one. If it finds an intellectual or mental expression, it could be called conquest, ambition, or simply shopping, you know. Something that's not you, you want to make it part of yourself. It's the effort. This effort is on from the simplest physical level to all levels of your faculties. You're trying to become one with something else other than you. But when you say self-love, there is a danger to this because you are an individual. An individual means you are not further divisible. The moment there is more than one here, because it's become… I'm saying this, please listen to this carefully, because today it's become fashionable to have more than one here. The moment there is more than one here, you will go towards mental instability. There's only one here, this is just me. This one is an individual, not further divisible. The moment you divide this, people will say, I'm a nice guy, but my ego. This ego is a fall guy. Whenever you become nasty, you don't want to admit, I've been nasty. That guy does those things. And people start creating many levels of themselves. There's no many levels, they're just you. If you see this is just you, there is room for tremendous transformation. The moment you make a crowd out of yourself, there is no room for any kind of transformation. All you can do is play ball, throwing it here and there, this happened, that happened. So love on one level is an effort to unite what is two into one. Don't make this two. There's no need for self-love. Love is yours anyway. You can become love. You don't have to love yourself, because then you will become two. This mind is capable of becoming million if you want. Human mind is such, if you explore this, you can make million people out of this same mind. Don't do that because then you will either need a psychiatrist or an exorcist.